just with the studies. What's up, girl?
What's up?
Hey. Studies with the water, that if you can change the water that goes into your body and make it holy water, then you can change the materials and everything that's on your body, and then you take that energy that you put into those, and then you take that everywhere you go, and then the more you wear it with the more intentions, the more energy builds, the more power that comes from it. You know, I haven't ever worn orange. This is probably the first time in my life I've ever worn orange. You know? So.
Dude, you don't wear orange?
No, it's too bright.
How does it
feel? I feel too good.
It feels
I feel too good.
Yeah. People are like, why? Who's he wearing orange?
Yeah, what is up with what? I've done that. Yes. God, it feels so good to have you guys on here. Man, this is awesome.
This is a good idea. Thanks, Nanette, for reminding us, because I was probably going to nestle into a movie at this point or something. Just like totally.
Well, you know, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that it resonated so well. You know, if it works, let's keep doing it forever. You know, we're just keep doing the new leading edge. And if there's something that works, we got to milk it. We got to stay there.
Yeah. And like, I wanted to teach everyone this platform kind of too. I know a few of us have been on it off and on and stuff, but it's really easy. It's free. You get 45 minutes a session. And this is something I'm sure that will just happen organically and stuff as we start kicking out more of the spiritual marketing aspects and the income avenue aspects of the Serenity project. It's going to really be beneficial for us to stay well connected. And obviously, as things start to expand, our time availability will most definitely, it'll just naturally start to become something that is a limited resource. But what you'll be able to leverage is by having each other, and by going through this process. And once you have the 7 steps installed and you're aware of it and you're working on, and then you're continuing throughout that path, it's going to be really beneficial for you to link up with someone. And that's where it's like, I don't want to have like assigned partners. Like that'd be something that'd be really fun, I think too, because then it's just kind of like the role of the universe. You end up creating a friendship that you might not think would be easy, or you kindle that and you just like, I love that type of stuff. Or like just naturally, if there's someone that you resonate with deeply, what is it to spend an hour with that person a week, like, you know, and just bouncing ideas off of, and kind of being your own mentors and amongst each other, and chatting about essentially what you hear about in the Serenity project, but then finding your own discoveries in that, and then coming to us and being like, you know, this is what we figured out over here. It's amazing. And that's essentially the new wave of how the Serenity project.
Yeah, and then we go and build it. Exactly. Yes. I mean, because we built this whole thing just so that you guys could have something. So you're like, this is mine. Now, if you have this global community and this global organization, what will you do with it? Because this is in preparation for when the day comes that you have all of your planets that you're in charge of. How can you be in charge of planets and galaxies if you can't even control your emotions? And thus the orange, we're finally here. We went just a smidge early, and we did switch over because everybody, you know, everybody's been graduated through it. Everybody is just, we're so ready. Fear is just old news, bro. And so now that we're not afraid of everything and we're not being triggered over everything, we can start dealing with why we're triggering over everything. This is where some of the just rubber meets the road here on step 2.
I'm gonna do some matrix stuff here. I know Elizabeth isn't. She just said I have to wait to download in town, so I'm gonna try and connect her in. She's going to sit in as Elizabeth virtually.
Nice.
So if you guys get a call, just ignore it. It's just this other call coming here.
So what we're going to do is just since everybody's here, I say we just really practice these forms just chill and just really get this so that we can fully release and move into step 2. Our boats are completely turned around and no longer going upstream, but we're going downstream now. And now the hard part, there is a hard part. we have to go back through the momentum of everything that we went through. So then as we get into the higher steps, you're going to have to start dealing with stuff. And so we're going to build you up to where you're strong enough to, so that you can finally release it fully. So that's what these are for. So I'm going to get into position, and we'll kind of just go from here and in flow and do what we want. So anyways, let's see. You can see pretty decent from here. All right. So everybody who can, join us. And so we're just going to go into just the straight first form. Legs together. Yes. Legs together. All right. And crank this up a little bit. Some music.
We've got Jeremy on the screen there on the video.
I can hear you a little bit. I don't know if I can hear you, though.
Yeah,
I'm driving.
I'll turn it up, and if you want, you can listen. If you want, you can listen in to Jeremy.
Better, like easier.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
On the meditation radio would be good. All right, so we're just going to get in the zone, and we're going to go through each of the three, just real nice and easy. So everybody's on the same page. And just take your time. We're not in any big hurry. We'll get set up. So those who are ready, feet together, get that energy flowing. Let it in, let it out. Don't let it back in. All your thoughts, let it go, let it go, let it flow, let it flow. And so we'll just be getting ready for everybody. Yeah, feels good. Stretch out a little bit. And we're rooting as we're going, rooting through the universe so we're not shaky and wobbly and everything's bothering us. Okay? And so just letting the energy flow. Oh, that's good. Yes, perfect, baby. All right, and then let's do it the hard way. And let's close our eyes, feet together, and let's just get some of those wobbles out of the way. Get some of that shakiness out of the way. Oh, and you can just feel it start to build up. So let's move on into the strong stance. Just shoulder width apart. And then let's just really buckle down right here. Let it really get that core strong right here. So everybody can see just completely parallel. You got just a little bit of a hunch. Scoot it into your core. And you can just let the energy flow in and out. Love in, love out. Love in, love out. And as we're doing this, let's go ahead and do our energy doors. Let's go ahead and see yourself on this hill. It's gorgeous out. It's so beautiful. All the flowers, the sun is shining, the sky is just beautiful. And you see these energy doors, and you just start running at them. And then as you go through these energy doors, you just feel lighter and brighter and higher and better. And you look back, and all this darkness is behind you at the feet of you. And you just keep running through and running through and running through. And so that's what we're going to focus on. Just running through those energy doors. Just removing everything that you're not. And then as we get lighter, we'll be able to fly soon. And that's what we're working our way up to, is being able to fly. And as we're able to go through some of them energy doors and we start feeling better and better and better, let's open up even wider into our horse stance and really feel it. And just really settle in. Just like the monks and the yogis have to do when they're standing in this stance. and they're having to jump and run through all them steps, and they have the giant water barrels on their shoulders, and they're just standing there for hours and hours. It's to balance and to get discipline and control of the spirit over the mind and over the body, so that the body will now listen to the mind, which is now directed by the spirit, so that you can go and do your life better, in a more perfect, sanctified way, in purity and light and love. Because there's plenty for everybody. That's the fear that we are moving through and moving past. There is only cooperation. There is no, there's not enough. There is plenty. And we just release all of that so that we can finally balance the root chakra, finally balance and open up the sacral chakra. And so that we can finally be light and bright and high enough to begin to fly. And so as we begin to fly, and as we move through step 2, we will begin to start flying so high that we will open up the way to meet our higher selves. To not only hear and feel them, but to be able to meet them and see them for real. This is what this is leading up to. And so as you're running through those energy doors, it's different for everybody, but you'll begin just to start flying because you're so light. There's nothing holding you down anymore. There's no more fear. You're in control. You're in love. All is well. Everything is working out for me. Everything is perfect. So let's go. So let's just go. And so we'll just practice here, and we'll rest here, and we'll sit here so that everybody can join us, so that nobody is left behind or forgotten this time. And then we won't wait on too long, because we'll be shining so bright that we'll be on to the next step, and then they'll have to be up there with us. The caboose always follows the train, but a train will not be a train without the caboose. It's not about levels. It's not about judgment. It's about forward progress together. It can either take us 11 days to get to the promised land, or it can take us 40 years. It's up to us to choose which one. But either way, we're going to get there. That's why there's no more fear. Because either way, either fail and die in misery and hell, fire and brimstone, or hearts, farts, and horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons, we all get there. Either way is great. So there's no more fear. So that's why we can move on and begin to control ourselves, because we're not, everybody's out to get me. No, everything is well. Everything is at peace. You be at peace in your heart, and there will be peace out in the streets. And so this is what we're working up to. We are creating the new heavens and the new earth. Right now, as we speak, we are the cleanup crew. We are the leading edge that is preparing the way. Either we're growing to heaven, or it's coming to us in the good way or the bad way. It does not matter. Either way, it's coming, so let's get ready. But then, it's just a lifestyle. It's just no longer accepting what no longer serves us. It's nothing bad or scary. It's just, this is not a part of me anymore. Thank you for that time. Now I must go. And you can go on to bigger and better things, and I'm going to go on to bigger and better things, and we all win. We all play the role. Some of us have to be the bad guy for some people. Some of us have to be the good guy for some people. but we all make it together. And so this is that tribal, that unity, where we're coming back together, where we can trust each other again, where we have each other's back, where it's not a competition, but it's a cooperation, so that we can work together and we all get there. That's what everything is changing into. That's why this feels so good. This is why things are working now. And you just feel that burn, and you take it, and you learn, and you grow, and you get stronger, and sink into it. Get down in that horse stance, and just really feel it. Let it all go. This is your exercise. This is your punching bag. Use these moments to just cry out to God. Cry out to Source. Pour it out. Get it out there, and don't let it back in. Then receive the answers and be clear and in love, unconditionally. And then quiet. And then as you quiet, and you go through all these things too quiet, you get it all out of the way. And then you just listen. And as you relax, you heal. And as you heal, we all heal. And as we all heal, healing will be a thing of the past. It'll be like it's never, ever happened. Sickness is old news. Poverty is old news. War is old news. Being upset and angry and sad is old news. The new memo is only happiness and bliss and abundance and prosperity for everybody. If you do your part and they do their part and we all come together and we all are doing it, helping one another, loving one another, not judging, minding our business, but helping where needed, it all gets created. And nobody has more burden than another. And so as we just bring peace and release fear and start to love again, start to live again, our outsides, our lives will start reflecting it. When we aren't hitting people with our insecurities and our fears and wondering why we're so lonely. No, we put those down and then we cry out in love. All that is light and love, come to me. All that is darkness and wrong, thank you for your time, but it no longer serves me and I have no part of it. I thank you and I release you. And we just put it up to the Christ consciousness and just let it go. Give it a place to go, just like that bath water. When you're all clean, you just let out all that water. So let's just let all of it go. Once and for all. And let's wrap this up. Feel the burn, feel the presence, feel the control, feel how good it feels to be connected. Everything is perfect. Nothing is attacking you. All is well. You're in the company of many masters who love you and support you and here, training you and guiding you in love and support, because we are all going to get there no matter what. So don't lose hope. Don't lose love. Don't grow weary of doing good. These are your tests to show you that you are above and beyond, that you are here for a reason. Those people that are showing you the things that you don't want are enabling you to be the superhero, to break those cycles. It's up to you. And you are being trained to create a new world in light and love. You are very special. You have been chosen. We have all been chosen. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for getting this far. Much love, many blessings, and Namaste. Woo! Stretch it out. Feel it. Feels good. Feels good, yeah. Get a little bit of crane in there to stretch it all out. Stretch to the heavens. Get that yin, get that yang. Stretch on the other side. Get it all out. Oh, yeah. Feels good. All out. Snap, crackle, pop. Just release that energy. Don't hold on to any of it. Oh, just welcome back. Oh, it feels good. How's everybody feeling?
Peaceful.
Good. Good. That's the goal. Now don't ever come down from this. When something is triggering you, you don't have to feel anything other than this. I understand. Thank you for showing me this. I'm going to bring you peace. You're not going to bring me into your storm. I'm going to bring you into my peace. But you can't bring people into your peace until you know what that is. Now you do. How was that, Nanette?
It's good.
Any intuitions, any thoughts?
I don't know. I was seeing a lot of like colors and like kind of like what I see when I do Reiki. I was seeing
Energy.
white energy
Yeah.
going around, and it would turn red and orange. So I guess it's in
That's where we're at. See, we're breaking. I've already blazed the trail. And that's why I'm wearing orange early. I couldn't take it anymore. I just could not take it anymore. And so now everybody's like, oh, God, that feels so much better. And then I'm like, yes. And then see, this is how we can, it's like pools of water. And as we spin them, it opens up the next one, and that energy flows into the next one and begins to pool up. And then we cleanse that. And then that opens up the next one. And then we swirl and we cleanse that, and then it opens up to the next one. So that's what we're doing. That's why everything's starting to feel so much better, is because we're just taking out all of the dirt that is slowing us down and bringing us down, and we're replacing it with holiness and holy water and holy energy. That, I mean, this is epic proportions, and I know we have to put it in baby steps, but you guys just don't realize, you know, like you're already barely in step 2 and you're like, why is my life getting so much better? And I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea. You haven't even began to love yourself, let alone get in alignment, let alone have divine guidance, let alone have bliss, but you're tasting it. That's why you're all still here. It's awesome. Whew. I don't know how much longer I can wear this orange. I'm about to explode.
Exactly. You know what? You know what? This almost it reminds me of a few things I've been seeing lately, and just like trying to take nature in as like being like the greatest teacher and listening to its analogies, and something I learned too today where everyone has a very unique awakening story, you know, and I think even with the steps and stuff, it's really easy to get caught up in like, oh, I'm down here, or I'm there, or I think I'm there. It's like, and all those things are just like, I don't know the word semantics or details, or it's just like, really, it's great that we have it so that you can keep like the monkey brain on track. But essentially, you're going to transcend a lot of that. But what I'm saying is, the first time we like have that awakening, it's really the beginning. Like, you know, it's really the start, and it's not enlightenment yet, you know, it's working through that process, but it's all an awakening. Some people are having like really, really visionary, like almost reality shifting, almost very maybe traumatizing or scary at the moment, and like very profound. I had one where it was like I felt something and then I just kept following a feeling, and that was like 3 years ago, right? So it's like different people have these different things, and I wanted to make sure, just even for this recording, for us here maybe, but even the other people that watch this, the thousands and tens of thousands of people that watch this in the future, is that don't let someone else's awakening story or someone else's experience stop you from continuing going on yours, because it's all beautiful, it's all divine. And I almost imagine it like I've moved into, like I was in this pool before, like I've just been jumping into new pools, new different pools of water, right? Some of them are bigger, some of them are warmer, colder, whatever. Some of them I like the scenery around it, some of them I don't, right? But either way, I keep walking into these different types of pools. And now, like, I think we've all kind of conjoined in a sense where for this awareness, for this moment in time, we've all walked into the same pool now. And it's a very great feeling to have everyone here and on that. And for the time being that we go on with that, like everyone's going to have their own awakening, and there'll be other pools that you might step into and come back into. But this for me now has become my core, and something I can bounce things back and forth onto now, right? You know, I can venture off into another pool out there, still come back and test it with the Serenity.
A strong foundation.
Yeah, it's a strong foundation.
That's it. And so now you can build anything you desire on top of this, but in alignment, because now your mind and your heart is connected. And so now you can not only feel, but be analytical and not be stupid too.
Right.
That's where we've had the disconnect for so long, is we would just blindly follow our hearts, or blindly. What's happening?
I don't know.
Oh, the speaker went on.
To join
What's going on?
Amber, if you want to join, you can join the actual Zoom link. I just have this going for Elizabeth so she can.
Yeah.
My phone was going crazy. Sorry.
Yeah, she was the DJ and her phone was going crazy. My bad.
I think it's just Liz, but you can kind of see Jeremy. You're like kind of like a blacker ghost in the screen. I don't know. It's kind of weird. You can hear you, right, Liz?
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh yeah.
Nice. What up, girl? So good to have you on here.
Hi, it's great to be here.
And, you know, we'll make it happen one way or another. See, that's the difference between just a shotgun focus, where it just goes, yeah, just whatever, versus a sniper rifle focus, where this is what's gonna, and we're gonna make it gonna, you know, and then we all come together, and then we create it together, and then we're like, dude, look what you did. And then they're like, dude, but look what you did. And you're like, but then what you did helped me do that, and then look what we did. And then we build paradise, and then this is how it's all so beautiful. This is why it resonates so much, is because it's what we've always been wanting for and hoping for and waiting for. We're nobodies, but I just got tired of waiting. So if I can get a couple people to just start, and then those people get a couple people to start, and now we have something to start from, it can actually be a something. It's just, if it's not us, it's going to be somebody else. It's on the planet right now. I guarantee there's several of these going on right now. Like when Edison was making the telephone. There was someone in Germany making the same exact thing, but a different way. And then there was someone somewhere else making it the same exact way. So, like I said, either by the easy way or by the hard way, we're all going. Might as well be us, might as well be here, and might as well be now. Yeah. I think we've done everything in the world, so.
Yeah, and I think we just added a beautiful piece of content for everyone else to enjoy too, because that was really powerful, brother. That was good. I don't have words for it. That's not really a thing you describe with words. It's a total, like, it's experiential for sure.
Well, just imagine when we're in step 7. We're just going to be covered in purple and probably just sit there and just bliss out. And this whole world's going to be like, what is going on?
I'm going to have a special, like, one of those, like, lint rollers, but it's going to have to be for, like, stardust when I leave the house.
Yeah.
Like that, because people...
I'm telling you, man, we're bringing the good magic, the fairy tale, the dreams. It's all real, and we're bringing it all back. You know, we are creators, and we can do whatever we want. But we had to suffer and learn the wrong ways so that we can do it the right way. That's where we get our power, is by doing it in love. I know it seems cliche, but this is what everything has been teaching for thousands of years, and now it's time that we finally get it. We have grown up enough to be like, dude, that blows. And then you think to yourself, I'm never doing that ever again. Welcome to the party, you know, and then you just do that. You get your fill, bada bing, bada boom, we're there. That's all life is.
No, and it's like, sometimes it's like feels like a seeking journey or something that's like illusory outside yourself, or even something we're headed to. But like this is not old. None of the, or sorry, this is not new. This is very, very old. I always said
there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
All we're doing is updating
like
everybody.
Like it's how old's Buddhism? Like 3,000 years, something like that. Something like, or maybe older. I don't know the exact timing, but they taught very well in that practice that it's the inner work, it's the kingdom, and it's the peaceful, like, you know, that peace presence inside of you. That's where it all starts. And it's also kind of like the flip the script thing, where it's like, really? Are you kidding me? And then it's like, oh, really? Oh, cool. And then you realize how much power and how much control you truly have over absolutely everything. And then how much growth and how much, like, I look at it as responsibility, but it's not responsibility. You're just playing along with the divine. It's not something that needs to be stressful or hard or something you angst. Just going on it again, like, you know, Christianity, Jesus Christ, he said in his teachings, you know, the kingdom of God is within you, right? Or it's like, yeah, the kingdom of God is within you, right? And so that was teaching the same thing, just exactly.
It's already here and now.
It's already here and now. It's been within inside of you, and now it's just removing some of those older stories so that we can get back to that. And that's why we do a lot of these things, these practices and these meditations and stuff, because it's almost like biohacking you and stripping away some of that older energy that would maybe take, I don't know, traditional therapy, probably like 5-15 years. I don't even know what traditional therapy, by talking to someone.
Well, they keep asking you questions that you don't know the answers to. They're not getting anywhere. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, and it got us to a certain point. I don't know how long it's been around or what it did, but it moved us to a certain point. And then we got more things, like, I know there's more things like now out there, like hypnotherapy and things like that. And there's other types, and there's Reiki and certain things like that. But from one thing that I've noticed, and this is my personal opinion, when you go to a specific person or an expert, it's great for their perspective. But if you put all the power, you transfer all the energy in them being your healer now, you know, it's really, really damaging. You're damaging yourself in that sense. It's not something you need to get caught up in big-headed ego about, but it's something that you do need to be taking response. You need to take response over that and be like, you know what? All those things. And what I've found is, like, I've even seen some people go through hypnotherapy recently and stuff like that too. And that is probably one of the fastest ways to get past those limiting beliefs, through someone else. My personal belief, once you gain the knowledge, the fastest way is going through you. It's going through your own practice.
Well, see, it starts out, they scratch your back and get that itch that you can't, and then you can itch the rest of yourself, basically.
I find that with so many practices where, like, the only thing stopping you is from getting started, because you feel like it's going to be all this elongated process and routine and all that. Sometimes it just is just trying it once, and that sends you off in the newer direction to go. And it's never what it seems, is what I'm finding out more and more too. And it's a lot easier when you just realize all there ever is this very now moment. And there isn't really a future or a past. That all actually happened in the now. That's just what we've labeled them and stuff like that. So everything. and you can create everything out of this moment now. And so take your time, get your fill, go whatever, but set a date, plan it out, because everything that will happen out of this moment. It's not going to happen the next day. But the more we set those like illusory dates, those things that aren't even real, of course it feels like crap. Like, you know, because it's not even a real thing. Like, but when I seen something super powerful the other day. This is my last share, but take it how as you wish. But the biggest self-love practice is looking yourself like a full responsibility and saying, holy crap, this is what I really am friggin' up right now. Like, you know, or really like you're taking almost like going into the upstream for a moment, because sometimes the biggest self-love thing is getting out of the denial and just freaking facing brass tacks. I got to meditate, or I got to do this, or I got to get going on this. And it doesn't mean you need to put yourself in the bad place because of that. You get that inspiration. You get angry at it for a second. You get that inspiration, and then you set a date. You know you're going to do it, and you go, and it works like that. Just don't try and build Rome all in one day after you found that new inspiration. Like, take it easy and stuff, and just enjoy it while you keep going through the process. Is my kind of share tonight.
That's beautiful. So what do? Is you got it's they're right. Say, okay, you're dealing with it. You're finally bringing it out. How? Okay, so it's either A or B. A is right. Whatever you did, and they're saying it, they're right. Listen and learn. Okay? Or B, they're wrong. Don't have none of that crap. Don't receive a drop of that garbage. And that's how you deal with it. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple, up to date, that's how you deal with it. So then they're like, oh man, this guy's such a freaking liar, and he's this and that and the other. And then you're like, have I? Just ask yourself, in whatever situation is it, are they right? Learn. Or are they wrong? And then learn. You know, don't receive any of that. And see, this is how we can learn from every single aspect and every single person. And then it makes life very exciting. It's like, what are you teaching me? What are you showing me? What is it? And even if they're showing you the wrong thing, I've been having this mode where these people are coming and they're like, oh, you're this, and this. And I'm like, I'm none of that. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but I'm not. I'm this. I'm not a that. I'm a this. And you're like, dude, why is everybody attacking me and blah, blah, or something like that? But really, they're playing that role so you can make a stand in your new energy. Mm-hmm. So then even the people, your haters, are like, are you sure you're what you say you are? And you're like, yes. And then you're also telling yourself. And so then you're like, okay, this is what I do. This is how I am. And then you have to adjust. And then this is how you can start being different and receiving it and accepting the change. You can't be a caterpillar, or you can't be like a butterfly around all the caterpillars, not even, you're just crawling around. No, you got to get up and you got to fly away. They're not you anymore. Simple as that. We have to adjust because our future is built on how we feel right now. So right now, we feel great. So expect something in the next couple days, couple hours, couple weeks, couple months. This is creating something. It's going to be awesome. And then we're going to remember this, and we're like, dude, we created something amazing that day. And so then we begin to feel like this all the time. And then this feeling will create our future, which will come, and then it will be our now. And we're like, oh, we were acting like that, feeling like that, and now we're here. And then we keep doing that, and then we'll create there, but it's all here and now. And I know that's kind of like, but it's simple. We're creating both the past, the present, and the future all together now. There is no time. Mm-hmm.
Whew. Whew. Let's do something cool here. I wanna ask everyone, does everyone have a method to transmute or to move through difficult people, difficult situations, difficult ideas, and difficult thoughts? Just give me a head nod if you guys all have a practice that helps you move through that. Okay. So Did I say Esteban? You said yes.
Yeah.
Okay, would you share with us what happened? So I come up to you and I'm like, I say something really mean or something like that. How do you transmute that? Like I say something mean, I slam the door and I walk away, and it just left you kind of like, oh. How do you transmute that now, and how do you go back to getting back to back on track?
Okay. So first, I see what's there. I feel. I observe what I'm feeling. Then I breathe. And yeah.
That's perfect.
That's
That's
it.
perfect.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Beautiful, bro.
Yeah. You just get back into clarity, you get back into alignment, and you just chill. You see the namaste, you see the God within them. You see and you put yourself into their shoes, and what are they going through? What if they just lost their parents and they're just losing it? And do you want to add to it? Or are you going to give them the gift of grace and give them a little bit of space? Because you don't know. And see, them, when they're attacking you, it's just a reflection of them. So what are they going through? So just let them be. So breathe. Send them some love. So what you're doing is, it's like all that dark energy is coming into you, and then you bring it into your heart generator, and you suck it all in, and then you transmute it, and you bring it through the Christ consciousness and all that love, and then you heal it, and you make it all better, and you give it a big old kiss, and then you send it right back to them. And then it plants that seed, and then that begins to grow within them. And then they're taken care of, and you're on your merry way, and we all make it. That's how you transmit and transmute darkness into light. You don't take it upon yourself. You love it, and you change it by the strength of the Christ consciousness. And then that is what changes it. And then you just give it right back to them. That's all.
It's like almost like you're like kind of an old reference, but like, you know, back in the day when they had telephones, they had the ladies and gents on the switching boards, right? And, you know, stuff would come in and they'd have to make sure it got connected to the right place. You know, I'm almost visualizing it as like when a thought like that comes in, where, you know, it's like comes out of left field, you know, it's for a reason, it's giving you lots of resistance. You know, a great question to ask if it's giving you fear is just to be like, okay, I feel the fear. What is it? What is it? What is it that I need to feel? What is it that I need to understand? Ask those questions when that happens, because it's a moment or something or a lesson that's coming through. But then once you've gotten that and stepped into that, it's just truly through that breath. And I love that, brother, because it's almost like you go for a spiritual, like if you're angry, or at least me, myself back in the day, or I see my dad and brother use this lots of, they'll go for a walk, right? They have to go for a walk. And then that was a meditating practice in its own, but it wasn't really the knowledge of it. They just knew walk meant I come back and life is good. I'll keep doing that, right? But it's almost like you go for a spiritual walk with that thought, you know? Where did that thought come from? You know, when someone said you're ugly, you're fat, or you're unfinancial, unsuccessful, or where did that come from? Start going for a walk from it. Is this something that I identify with, or is this just something that's passing through? What is this right now at this moment? Look into my life. Is there some place where, you know, I've been calling some part of myself ugly, or I've been calling someone else ugly, or I've been doing something that's like, you know, with man on the mirror, you know, I got to stare at that man on the mirror and choose the better reality of what I want to decide moving forward. And you're almost like in a spiritual rest stop at that moment with that thought too. Before you even move forward, decide what type of stand you want to make with that specific moment, because you can easily just let those things pass you over. And then it's just literally your body takes that in, everything else, something else absorbs it, you know? So if it's like dealing with those, and it's not like it's going to end up dealing with every thought, but the ones that come when you have that intuition, try that out. At least that's my biggest intuition lately and stuff too. And another really cool share is stare at water more. Stare at standing water. Stare at glasses of water more. Stare at water in the sink more. Just stare at it and connect to your higher self. Ask yourself questions of like, can I speak to my higher self? Will it provide me the information that I will need on my path? Like, is it going to have a constant conversation in the low and the high and everything, and just tune into what those answers come to your mind while staring at water? I don't know. It's just something I'm sharing.
Well, that's actually what Nostradamus used to do, believe it or not. It's like called scrying, it's like you look into that water and I do it with mirrors, like I can just disappear. I've seen my past lives through a mirror. I've seen myself melt into an Aztec warrior. I've just there's a lot if you can just look into your eyes and be like, who am I? What am I looking at? And then you get into this I've had this really crazy thing about gratitude lately, where I'm just grateful just to even be here. I'm grateful just that I can even see, that I can even breathe, that I'm even on this planet, that I'm even a part of this cosmos, that I'm even a thing, and you can, I'm just grateful just to even exist. And then if you just really step back and take the focus off of the now, but still be in the now, it's almost like observer mode of the now, and you can go without fear. And you're like, dude, it's like your avatar, when on a video game and it gets hurt, you don't really care that much. So if we can look at life through those lenses, and we're like, oh man, bro, I'm sorry you got to go through that, but it's going to be for your best. Just roll with it. Get out of yourself. And it makes life a lot better and a lot more different. Just take yourself out. Transcend.
Or just stay up on the hill. That's something that's just really become profound with me. It's a really great way to physically create a story of being in consciousness or being in the present or being out of it. Because me and Jeremy, you guys know this, we've said this, there's really only one option, is being in alignment. And if you're not, it means you're not. And it means something's out of whack, and that needs to be maintenance, almost like a car or a thing. But it's the story that you share, and the story a little better than I, but the story of the father on top of the hill. And he knows when his son goes out into life and he gets his fill, he's not going to be this controlling person where as soon as he sees him climbing up the tree or going down the wrong path, he's grabbing him and, and changing the ripples of reality and changing the ripples of his own experience, right? And that's only going to cause collusion. It's only going to cause friction and rubbing and maybe damage that relationship. But what the spiritual father, what the present father does, is he waits on top of the hill, knowing that God's in his place, the universe is in his place, he's on his path, he's in his trust. I've shared with him what I could share. I've done the best job that I could with what I had at the time. And so I can't worry about that. And so you stay up on top of that hill. And when you're in the present, there are no predators. When you're up on top of the hill, nothing comes up that hill and attacks you, right? And for someone to be down on the hill and getting their fill and stuff like that, you don't have to be offended. It doesn't have to affect you. You don't have to accept it, but you can honor that, and you can be like, man, I love you, and you're a light and love in your truth out there experiencing it, and really just showing them that shining from the top. Maybe they don't run right directly up the hill after you say that, and most likely they won't, but they'll remember that, and they'll know that relationship, when they left it, it was positive. That's the most keying thing. Those first impressions, and more importantly, the last energetic impression you leave with someone, will be the next time they think of you, how they feel about you. It's just hands down, that's the last thing they had in their printing, in their mind, in the monkey mind. It'll come through. Getting a little off topic, but anyways, when you're up on top of that hill, there's no predators in the present. So once you're up on top of the hill, like Jeremy said, almost like a telescope or something around, you can move this now moment around you. It's financial prosperity. A significant other, more friends, more entertainment, more beautiful colors, more happy people, and you can have as many telescopes and as many things as you want. But for the moment, it's best to focus on one thing at a time, because then you can actually see the evidence of it happening, and it'll make it more real for you. But after it's real and the evidence is profane like that, you'll just keep just pointing telescopes everywhere, just constantly sending out these rockets of desire. But you're not, it's like, to me, the rockets of desire, that always kind of helped me up, because you are sending it out, but more importantly, they're your realities that you're reaching out and holding and gaining permission of for your own. It's not necessarily a thing you're sending out and wishing and you're being like, please come to me. It's like, no, you're something.
Vibration.
Oh yeah, it's the vibration of just
real.
looking at it and being like, Reiki business or financial prosperity or like spiritual guru or like spiritual guide. I shouldn't say guru, but, and then so you grab that and then you're like, mine.
Yeah.
That is mine now. And no one can take it away from you. No one's offended for you going out and grabbing that. No one's going out for you grabbing 10 or 20 or 50 or a million. In fact, it's actually kind of rude not to. Like, there's things like angels, there's things like dragons, there's all these different types of energies that we can actually start to use for our benefit. And it doesn't make us weak to not be starting to ask for those types of things, even if they seem a little woohoo. Like, ask for it all if it helps and benefits. Like, even if I don't understand it, universe, send me all the power, all the angels, all the divine, all the synchronicities, all the dragons to make my life effortless and ease. I might not understand it, but if that's cool, we're good. And like, just little innuendos throughout the time, and that now I've set that in. I don't even have to say it for the rest of my life now. It helps. It feels good, but it's done now. Moving on to the next thing, because what I think times what the universe, maybe if there's a punishing vibration, but it's almost a realigning vibration like that, where it's like, you don't want to do that for the rest of your life, man. That's going to be chaotic. It's going to not work. It's not going to be efficient. I'm going to make this a little unsettling for a bit so that you find your own answer, realign, and then you get going on the path of your, like your truth, your journey, or what is it? I guess, your destiny, I guess, if you want to call it that. Your Akashic or Ashik records or whatever, would that be something that
the Akashic records? Yeah, of course. That's us being able to tap in to what is already known.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the infinite intelligence is. That's what the clarity is. That's what we're tuning into. It's already is up there in a giant river of knowledge, and we're growing our tether and our connection and plugging into that. That's why I can know stuff that I have no idea. How? It's like, ask me something and I'm just like, I have no idea. But then I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, how the heck did you know that? And it's like, I just tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's what we're all supposed to be doing. But the suffering has been tuning us out. And that's why this is so important.
And that's why life starts to become a little bit funny, and a little bit like certain things like, you want to know Google search, like once you build this connection, you have the ability.
Why don't you ask God?
To not only to deliver any information on this timeline, but past timelines and future timelines, and basically everything in the all and whatever. But like, you know, we're trying to create an AI that can do this for us in like a physical kind of like very computer-wise type of way, where it can have all the answers. And it just becomes down to the point where it's very, not silly, but it's all our divine path and how it's all working, because in a very short amount of time, a lot of those things might be kind of useless. Like, you know, they might not be as adamant or as important, and just simply like, we're not obviously blacksmiths, and we're not obviously these past things. I'm sure there's quite a few, there's lots of professional blacksmiths, but like, let's go even farther path where like, you know, no one's like weaving cloth and stuff like that in the Western world anymore. Like, there's certain jobs, there's certain things and roles and responsibilities that obviously have gone out of style, or that we don't need anymore. And who's to say that the jobs or the realities or the things that we do right now are not going to be the things we do in 5, 10, maybe even a year or two, you know? So like, having that bigger picture perspective and realizing that we are moving into this next level. We might not know exactly what it looks like, but by tuning into love and by sharing love with more people, because that's the best way to vibrate it, is by sharing it with people. It's like, it's a signed, sealed, delivered, it's done. It'll keep changing. It'll keep looking like different things, but together we're going to have a lot of fun discovering it and building it and enjoying it together. So I'm pumped.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. And, you know, we actually do know. We were in the physical age, working with our hands, you know, just doing it all. Now we're coming into the mental age, where we're coming into our psychic abilities, telepathy, stuff on a whole new level, where we have these genes dormant and we're practicing them, but we can't until we're in love and we're loving. That's what's opening them up. The more that I'm loving, the more I can connect and be telepathic. I can feel and resonate with what you're saying. I hear you, I feel you, I see you. And then as more people become that, then we'll be able to do things mentally and start manifesting and creating on a whole nother scale. See, this is the cool part. This is where it gets real big. And then we come into the spiritual age. So we're right on the cusp of learning the mind and the spirit, to where the body, it's just a vehicle. It almost just gets in the way of what we're really trying to do. Soon, once we learn all these lessons, we'll be able to go in and out of time, in and out of dimensions, in and out of space. We'll be limitless. And so we're working our way up to that. So it's big stuff. This is, you know, it's big stuff.
Enjoy it. It's not a race, and it's not gonna happen in this now moment. It's not something you're gonna miss. Like, as long as you're connected, as long as you're working on yourself, you're never gonna, like, you know, just keep.
Well, look at the corn. You know, when it's growing, the corn's like, oh crap, I'm not gonna turn into corn. Oh no, I'm never gonna turn into corn. It's like us. Oh no, we're never going to be in the likeness of God. Oh no, we're not going to fulfill our destinies. Oh no, there's something that I can do to make God love me more. Or, oh, there's something that I can do that makes God love me less.
Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? I don't know. Am I doing it right?
Yeah. No matter what you're doing it right. See, this is what it feels like to not be afraid of anything anymore. You're not in trouble. Yes, you may have went and did some stuff. No big deal, but yes, it was a big deal. Don't do it again. But it was no big deal. Once you, just like training wheels on a bike, you fell a couple times. Then you could bike. Do you remember getting hurt, falling off your bike? No. So shut up. Let's go keep riding our bikes. You know, we don't keep whining and complaining about the stuff that we don't remember even happened. That's where we're getting. So, anyways, don't make me go on forever, Brody, because I will. So,
what does your bike look like, bro? What does your bike look like?
It's like a hovered bike, man. It's like an energetic bike of rainbows. So, like, you can't really see it. It's like Men in Black when it's in cloak mode. And then when you get on it, it's like just a freaking rainbow.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. I was thinking mine's like a BMX, but the tubings are lightsabers. I've got
nice. Yeah, there you go.
Multiple pegs like go out on the end, and everyone can just like jump on, you know, multiple pegs.
Yeah. And then I need to have like a little basket, like each phone home, and just put a bunch of people in my basket with me, and we'll just fly over them.
Exactly. Well, I was thinking Russian acrobats. Like, eventually, I'll just keep building a pyramid of people on the pegs, and it's just this big triangle going through space, like ET.
That's right. Yes, man. Yeah, exactly. We'll do whatever we want. See, that's what we're working our way into. So, man, this has been above and beyond awesome. Thank you guys for being here and spending so much time with us. This is all for your good and your investment. This is what you get. This is what you deserve. You deserve to be being personally taught by some of the highest masters on the planet. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about you guys. You're going to be the leaders of tomorrow. And this is, you know, a dream come true. I never thought that the stuff that I went through would be doing anything. I thought I was just going to burn in hell forever here on this planet and in the next life. I didn't know that there was anything better. And there is. And it's awesome. So, this definitely made the weekend fulfilling. Let it recharge you for a good work week, you know, a good blessing week, a good fun week, a good fun, prosperous month, a good life, a good year. You know, we are making these moments now and on purpose. So keep making them now. Keep making on them on purpose, and it will keep feeling like this better and better and better. And this is life. So we'll do a little round robin. Anybody? I'm all done. Much love. Namaste. You guys are the best. And so I'll just put it out. Anybody else? Intuition, anything, and go. Love you guys. I love it when you play, man. Thank you. That was awesome. Awesome. What a great way to wrap it up. Awesome. We love you guys. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
And you got anything for us, Nanette?
No, I'm just taking it all in and experiencing everything.
Good, good. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You are something special. I just love to see your face. I love to see your glow. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you for just letting me be me and teach and just be, and then I'm just so grateful that it resonates and that you can be this reflection, and then we just feel better, get better, do better. And we're just supernatural heroes. We just got to get used to it. So, life is good.
Life is good.
So go make life even better. Get out of here. You guys got stuff to do. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Namaste.
Namaste.